The second step when it comes to starting a blog relates to you being able to pick a blogging topic or a blogging niche. And this is the second step of this Start a Blog for Beginner series. And basically, what you're actually being required to do here is to basically choose or decide on what you're going to be writing about. And the good news and the bad news is that there are a lot of things that you can write about, or there are a lot of things that you can blog about. There are as many topics as you can imagine. And even if you look at your own personal life, you can be able to actually write about your skills, the expertise that you have, your life experiences, the knowledge that you have, your hobbies, or any other thing that you might actually be interested in. And while that is a very good thing that you are not limited to the number of things that you can be able to write about, it is also not a very good idea to think that you are going to write about everything. And this is where some people agree with the idea of niching down and others disagree. But when you're starting a blog, it is actually advisable that you actually have a specific topic that you're going to be writing about. That does not mean that you are forever going to be boxed into that one particular topic. You can always expand your blog or your website to cover more topics, but when you're starting, it makes more sense to start with one topic, because again, you might not have the resources or even time to cover a number of topics. You want to be able to leverage the time and the resources that you have to actually be best at one topic, and then as your blog grows, you can probably look at other topics. Now, if you are a person who has multiple interests, like me, where I am interested in a number of topics, you might actually want to push back on this idea of focusing on one thing, and you might argue that you want to write about all the things that you're interested in. And I understand you, but if you are to ask me, and I'm saying this as a person who is also interested in very many things, you may not be able to move ahead a lot, or you may not be able to succeed a lot with your blog if you are writing about 3, 4, 5 topics at the same time. Like I mentioned, you may not have the resources, either time or even financial, to be able to deploy that kind of, or to have that kind of capacity. But probably that's a different conversation if you are to have the money to hire a team who can be able to be writing other topics as you focus on one topic. But assuming that you are an individual, you are going to be working on your blog as an individual, then focusing or niching down on one particular topic would be the best path for you. And when your blog grows, you can always expand into other verticals or other topics that are closely related. And by the way, I am actually open to having a conversation with you when it comes to being able to choose your blogging niche or the blogging topic that you're going to focus on, because this might be one of the things that is stopping you from starting your blog today. You have a number of things that you would want to write about. There are a number of things that you are interested in, and that might be a bit confusing, or it is going to slow you down. And making a decision on what you are going to be focusing on when it comes to the topic or niche you are going to blog about is actually a very important thing, and it's going to unlock the potential that you already have. Picking your topic and actually being able to have a singular focus on one topic has a lot of advantage when it comes to your blog. You're actually going to be able to build authority on that particular topic. You're going to be known as a person who actually understands that particular topic, the challenges, the nuances, and everything. You're also going to actually attract a loyal audience, people who are also interested in the topic that you're writing about. And at the same time, you are also going to have the ability to actually create content consistently. And this is very important because Blogging or writing blog articles can be very tiring and it's not very easy. So you need to be able to be focused and have a rhythm when it comes to the content and the topics that you're going to be covering. So if you spread yourself too thin, it's going to be a problem. But if you actually narrow your focus, you're actually going to be able to even come up with topical ideas or topics that you can write about a little bit more easily. And you're also going to actually help yourself when it comes to being consistent when it comes to creating the blog articles. Picking your blogging niche or blogging topic is actually an important step, and it helps you, it helps the search engines, and it also helps your audience. And there are three things that I want you to take away from today's video or from this video. And the first one is that you should start specific and not broad. The idea here is that you need to be able to focus on a very narrow area that you can be able to cover and go deep in. You want depth, not breadth. And once you do this in your early stages, you are going to establish or give your blog a very good opportunity for it to be established as an authority site or as a blog that actually can provide value to the targeted audience. The second thing that I want you to take away from this video is that you should focus first and then expand later. And this is one of the things that probably you are going to struggle with the most, because when you think of starting a blog, you want to probably write a lot of articles about a lot of topics, but that might not be in your favor. So you need to actually think of how you can focus on one specific small area. But then remember that as your blog grows, you also have opportunities to expand the topics that you can write about or the verticals that you can cover on your website. The third thing that I want you to take away from this video is that depth actually creates authority. You want to actually leverage your blog to become an authority in whatever area or industry that you want to focus on or the topic that you want to write about. And the only way that you are going to achieve that authority is if you can be known or your blog can become the best in that particular topic. And you're not going to do this by going broad. You are going to do this by actually creating depth articles that actually focus on that specific topic. And this is something that you have seen. There are blogs that are known for one thing, and they have become authority websites on that particular thing, whether that is finance, whether that is sports, whether that is farming, whatever topic that that person has picked, they have gone deep and they have become an authority on it. Picking your blogging niche or deciding on the topic that you're going to be blogging about is actually a step closer to helping you reach your targeted audience. And that's the next step that we are going to discuss in the next video on this Start a Blog for Beginner series.